Firstly, about a level of self-realization where you feel that I have full conviction to do whatever I can. Entrepreneur lives in all of us, irrespective. An entrepreneur is somebody who is looking for a new way of doing things. The first entrepreneur we meet is perhaps in our homes. Do you know who is that entrepreneur? Any guesses? Our mothers, the ladies, they find out they fail to, I mean, they never fail to surprise us, right? They do many things in many interesting ways. For example, the simplest of the examples. Today, I think we all are crazy about pizzas, right? How many of us like pizzas? Right? A lot of us like pizzas, right? When pizzas got introduced in the Indian market, right? Like when the people started looking at pizzas for the first time, okay, in a TV commercial or in a movie, somebody's having it. That time, we had a lot of curiosity. So our entrepreneur, what did she do? My mother, she prepared paratha. On that paratha, she put sauce topping, and served it as a product. Similarly, I had seen my father. I had seen my father working for a company. Every day he used to come. I used to see him long hours on phone. Those days, phone was very less accessible. We did not have mobile phones, but still he used to explain about his entire business and what benefit the customer will have over the phone. I got my training from there, guys. Right? One of the first two entrepreneurs I met were these people. Then eventually in life, there were many surprises. There were situations where critical thinking was a must. So when I say that, you know, entrepreneurship is about an attitude. Entrepreneurship is about exploring one new way of identity or doing something. That way could be completely yours. There have been so many times I've been tested for my abilities. When I started my career, I was very focused that I want to do research. I never knew I would start a company. That was not even there my thoughts. I was thinking that maybe I'll just do research, right? And eventually, what happened is that when I started looking for research jobs, I found that there were people. There was a very complex process. There were people there, who were basically providing, providing position where you do some part of the research work, assist in some small way, which is essential. I joined such a. I started working with them, but then I realized that the industry is going way faster than the academics. Because we are talking about technologies which are going to be introduced in the next 2 or 3 years, first come in the industry. I chose the industry and I took a decision to get into understanding the technology with whatever role. Guys, I started my career with sales. Today, a lot of people know me doing data analysis, know me doing research. All of that opportunity came when I started taking that first opportunity that was in my hand and made the total use of it. So I will say that it requires you to venture into something, assess, think that what are the paths which are opening up. There is a saying which says, as you walk, the path opens up. It's important to walk. If you can't walk, try to crawl, right? If you can't crawl, do something. Just stand there and determine when I can take the next step. Try to take a small step. Situations in life will be like this. You will always be tested. Many of you who might be in the final year thinking that my friends are getting job. What is that I have to do? At such type of a juncture, you might think that, hey, whether should I go for a job or should I think of a startup, or I don't know. Our times, not many people were thinking startup. Entrepreneurship was not being discussed. We knew in my college there was a small group called the National Entrepreneurship Network, ECEL. These guys, they came, they did a couple of seminars. I used to feel very encouraged, I used to feel very nice. They, at least, guys used to come and speak in fluent English. The type of college I studied, there were very few people who could communicate in very fluent English. So I used to feel that, maybe it is something. So I'm just talking about, my roots. When I look at all of you, I'm just going back to my college days. I'm thinking of the same thoughts that I would have had on that day, right? But look at me today. Today, I could realize a lot of my dreams. A lot of my dreams. So, one feature of an entrepreneur is that he finds out a new way. But another feature of the entrepreneur, so which I was talking about, critical thinking, it's also analysis. How is that I fit into the situation now, and how is the situation appropriate for my idea? If you get a clarity that the time is right for my idea and then dive into it, then that is probably the best situation there can be, right? So if I'm sorry, I'm not talking to you through slides. I hope I'm able to connect. At any point of time, you guys feel that there's some connection missing. Please do let me know. Okay. But are you okay, or should I show some slides? You're okay? Okay. With the interest of time, I take really another 15 minutes. I'm typing it up, and then I'll have questions from you. Okay. So first and foremost, you will say that okay, fine. I am in my final year. I really am thinking that maybe I want to start a business. Okay, what is that I have to do? Indra. Business cannot just like that happen, right? We have understood that there is no right time for business. A lot of people come with this school of thought, work in the industry 5 years, they give you a formula, work in the industry in one particular industry, be there in whatever role, get as a trainee, work there for one or 2 years in a junior profile, become somewhat medium profile, and then start your own journey because you have understood the trade, right? It's a right way. It cannot be negated. A lot of people say 5 years of your youthful energy you have spent already. That 5 years you can start a company, struggle to establish it, and get way ahead in time before others could have got. That's also right. There's so many young entrepreneurs, 24, 23, they are doing great in their careers. Let's think of the Oyo founder. Who knows the name of Oyo founder? Have you heard of the company called Oyo? There is Oyo stays and all, right? Hotels and what did he think of? He went to a place, he found that there are so many hotels which are not getting booked. He identified, he was neither tech guy. He did not know coding, guys. Okay? So he did not know coding. He just understood that what is the situation in the market. There are so many hotels which are not getting booked, good hotels, and there are so many hotels which are getting hyper booked. Like there is, it is immediately kind of getting filled up. So what is the difference? Because some of them were recognized not getting booked because they did not have any publicity. Those days Google was also not that great. What he realizes that this is my opportunity. What a middle class person looks for? A clean, neat room. It should have some basic cleanliness and hygiene maintained. Should have a Wi-Fi. Okay, just in case they want to work for others. And it should be having that basic amenities like maybe a AC. AC is also optional, but then he wanted to bring it at a budget he started talking to hotels, right? And said that you give me my hotel, you give me all the rooms at a cost which where you are. I know that you are not getting booked. Okay, so you better give it to me at a good cost. I will ensure that the booking happens. He started to say this like this. Then he started advertising for the same, right? And then what happened? He started getting bookings. There were days you should hear about this entrepreneur. You'll understand how a young energy like you guys can really change the world. He's the youngest billionaire in India. Yeah? When we're not talking about a hypothetical situation, we're talking about a real situation. Comes from interiors of Odisha. Like Ritesh's story is one of its kind story you will hear because he was passionate. He booked those rooms. There were days he did not have money. He used to just sleep outside. He did not have a home to go to. He didn't ask money from his parents. There was nobody that who could properly help him. But even he went ahead. Why? Because one, he had that idea, and two, he had the courage and perseverance to continue with that idea. Right? So it is important that you have an idea which is unique. You may even think that, okay, I'm not getting an idea, I'm not getting an idea, what should I do? You can spend your life being desperate. अरे मुझे idea मिल ही नहीं रहा है. What can I do? Just look around. Just see what are the problems in the people. There are so many people who come from the tech entrepreneurship. How many of you are techies? How many of you are commerce people? MBA? All pharmacy? Oh, great. Awesome. So all of us are from the technical background, right? See, somebody of you, I do a little bit of, drug discovery research. Somebody amongst you comes up with a natural compound, says, hey, this is a compound. It has a great, history that, it is capable of treating diabetes. Now, I want to make this compound my idea, right? And it treats diabetes. We have to see. Now, from the entrepreneurial perspective, what is important? We have to see, firstly, at how many people already know about it. If people already know about it, it is a plus and minus, both. Plus means your idea can get replicated. Minus, minus means your idea can get replicated. Plus means already awareness is there. It's a ready market. Right? So what do? In such type of a situation, you can sit and critically analyze that how many places, how many people you can cater to, and then see that in your local area, in your first round of production, whatever product you are thinking of bringing, okay, it is going to be supplied and going to be sold. A lot of it we don't know, but I'm thinking from the entrepreneurial perspective. It is very important to understand whether my product has a market, whether it has a demand or it will have a demand. And second is, if it has a demand, at first how many people I can benefit, right? So this is first and foremost. The second part, which is called product market fit, okay? This is a terminology which is in addition to the same point which is previous. Once people have tried my product, are they really getting benefit? Are their experiences life transforming or at least happy? Take such type of testimonials and bring it out. So this is at a very raw level. But when we are saying that we are talking about a natural compound which is capable of some pharmaceutical potential, we have to take the scientific route also. I'm thinking that if some of you is working on this traditional medicine called Madhunashini, is capable of it is important to go and take the science behind it. Anybody will really believe you when there is evidence. Without evidence, they will say, then I can go to the well and buy the Matunashmi from there. And it does the same job. Here comes the science part of it, which you guys are getting trained in. Like, I'm thinking that, today I'm talking entrepreneurship. You guys are way ahead in time with when I started, we didn't have that guidance. You have cells in your department. You have professors with whom you can go and discuss your idea. They become your first partner, your first stakeholder, right? Go discuss your project. Ask guidance. Hey, this is the data, sir. I think this is something which is going to change lives. Have that passion. Okay? Go ahead, discuss, don't hesitate. Our first block is inside our brain, the mental block. We got rid of that, started talking about your idea, then something will happen. I said, na, if you can't run, then walk. If you can't walk, crawl. If you can't crawl, stand. Try to take that next step. So you have to think from that direction. And again, you have to think in yourself that the direction whether I'm going is right. Actually, there is no right or wrong. It's what your heart wants. Your heart really wants, you will find a way. Either it will be a new path opening for you, or it will be a learning for you. For something right that is going to come to you. Right? Do you agree with this? Are you guys able to connect with me? Are you able to understand what I'm saying? Yeah, okay. Sorry, I won't ask questions, but you guys can ask questions to me today. Uh, so, so this becomes our first search. The second search is basically if I have identified that compound and I have data for that compound, for which some basic research is required. You guys might be thinking that at college level we don't have all the equipment. How can we really go ahead and work on something? Guys, I'll tell you something. Patent application does not cost too much time. If you know that this compound and this compound has data, you can think of patentability and then go approach somebody and say that I want to defend this patent, right? Application which I have done, a provisional patent you get at your name, that this is something which is going to be the idea. Idea can be of three types. It could be a novel compound, it can be the utility of the compound, it can be the process with which you bring a new product. There are so many things. You talk with your, immediate guide and ask them that if I really want to go ahead for a patent or something which is related to IP, intellectual property rights. There is a simple document, guys. It is called non-disclosure agreement. Just learn that this non-disclosure agreement, if you sign with somebody else, that person is not going to cheat you or take your idea. And then you tie up with a researcher who is working in that trade. Most of the people, guys, I work with more than 800 researchers in India. I can tell you with clear-cut evidence. 90% of them are open to ideas. They're they're open to youngsters coming up with ideas, and they are there to help you, and they will do whatever in their capacity to help you. That's another place where you can start thinking that okay, if I do a collaboration with a national institute, my product will get validated, right? My product will get validated, and I will also go ahead. Then you have to understand how do we take it to a bigger stage, right? If you need more research, you will now have one guide in your college guide, one guide who is that institute guide, right? And now you can apply for funds. There are research grants, and guys, you will not believe the research grants going to youngsters is way more than active scientists or the people who are experienced in the field. These days, young innovation is being hunted upon. So I would also like to talk about my wife Madhurima. So she was basically in a different field. She had her, a background from the human physiology. Okay, and from there she got a job in the domain of clinical embryology. So she was working in the IVF lab. But then a great opportunity came to her life through one of the in government funded projects to an incubator in Yanagoya, where she became a part of a very prestigious program. Uh, of course, there was a selection process for the same. It's a fellowship given for business. Think of it. It's a business fellowship. It's called Sparsh. Sparsh. So the meaning of Sparsh is, touch. And whom you are touching? Marginalized population of India. People who are not privileged, right? The solutions that you will develop in this program, they fund you with a fellowship. You get a per month stipend from the government of India. You get a kickstart grant, which is going to help you develop your product. And once this product is developed, it will have a great value to the society. They had sent her to the remote places in Odisha and Chhattisgarh. Okay, I would have wanted her to speak, but since we have time constraints, I'm just sharing with you. So she developed a product which is for the field of maternal and child health. Similarly, Similarly, I wanted to tell you that there are numerous schemes coming by state governments where young entrepreneurs are being encouraged. You can take such type of schemes and start applying. Guys, it doesn't. There is no right or wrong rule in the in the game of life. All that you have to remember is that there is who set the rules that you work till 40, retire at 40. You may be working till 50, 60. If you have a balanced life, you can read. A lot of people say that why do I have to work till 50, 60? I can retire at 35. That is their way of thinking. Nobody sets your rules, right? So who can say what is the right time to get married? Even if you want, you will not get married. Sometimes if you don't want, still you are getting married. Like, things in life are not binary. There is so much in gray, right? There are not only two colors, there are so many colors in life. Similarly, in entrepreneurship, you have to understand that you have to find out ways to securely develop your product idea and keep on pursuing. There is a lot of courage required. There is a lot of persistence required. And once you are able to do all of that, surely success will come to you. It takes time. For me, it took 5 years to start a company of the concept which I thought of, and now I am thinking of starting to develop the product. You can think of it. Such a long time I have taken just to start developing a new product, which is. But for that, what did I do? I thought of only three things, guys. This is the central philosophy of my life, and I want to share with you. This is called the theory of value by Alexander Kant. So, the theory of value says a value are of three types: the beauty, benefit, and good. Guys, even if you haven't really heard my entire talk, or maybe not been attentive at any other point, just hear this out. This is something which I can really help you guys feel inspired today, or something which you can take back. The theory of value says that there should be three components to create value: beauty, benefit, and good. So, what is beauty? What is the direct benefit? Or what is the liking that you have? Okay? So, what is the liking that you have? That subject or that particular idea, are you fully convinced? If you are fully convinced, then you should go ahead. So, the beauty component taken care of. Now comes the benefit. If I work with this product, is it capable of paying my bills? Is it capable of giving me some immediate income? or is it sustainable for next 5 years or 10 years? Can I build my career with this? If you get the answer, if you get that inner calling, go ahead guys. And the third thing and the most important thing guys, good is never individual good. Good is always collective good. If it is a product that is going to benefit people, people will come and buy from you. Do we agree with this? If life gets saved by some medicine that you prepare, that you innovate, or you just repurpose, but the problem is getting solved, people will come, rush and buy it from you. So all these three things are of paramount importance. Now what is important for you? For you it is important, one, to have a vision, that idea, two, to start developing a plan around it, and third, the most important thing, persistence, right? So it is very easy to register companies today. Companies can be registered within a budget cap of 7,500. A lot of you guys may end up, spending greater amounts than that in maybe one single party, right? But do you agree? Or you buy a phone, that phone will be quite expensive. Maybe you can take a leaner budget for your phone and spend that 7,500 to register a company. To get a patent application, guys, patent application, your application cost starts from 7,500, 8,000 rupees online. Government of Karnataka gives you an offer if you get a successful patent with all the application charges, with all the costs that have gone into the paperwork, they can refund you up to 1.5 lakh. Government says you get the patent, you get it free. All your application, legal charges, everything taken care of. Right? On top of that, there are various schemes by the government where you can look for grants. Then once you have grants at the stage where you are, guys, early career, before you go and talk to investors, because investors are people who come with experience, sometimes they listen to your idea. But if you have addressed the three questions of beauty, benefit, and good, like the product and the idea is something you are convinced of, and you want to dedicate your life with. The second thing, which is the benefit, means you, along with a team of people who are working with you, are able to find their salaries coming out of the business model. And the third thing, it is a product which is, definitely going to have a good social impact. Then, if it is a funding agency which is giving grant, or it is a funding agency which is privately funded, some investor, maybe some of your friend, your parents or your friends' parents who are into the investment domain, they can actually come and start talking to you. Hey, I heard about your product, I really like it. They become the first people who believe you, right? So coming to the end of the discussion, guys, I really want to say that you're very early in your career. The sky is not the limit; it's beyond that. There's so much of problems look around in the society. Um, you will definitely identify something or the other. People are suffering. As as people who are from the pharmacy domain, the world belongs to you because as long as people are living, medicines are there, right? And the people who give the medicines, of course, the doctors, right? They are considered God, but you guys are who are empowering the gods. So you are one level up, right? So have that belief in yourself and start. It's important to take that first step, right? So thanks a lot for your time, and I'm really thankful for your patient listening. If there are any questions, please feel free. Any questions? It could be any random questions. Do we have room for taking questions? Thanks a lot for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for being wonderful audience.